Welcome back to Discovery! Well, I'm back after a 6-month break, and the reason why I took a break was because of the massive Discovery episode I attempted to do. That shit took me over a week to edit. I bit way too much than I could chew. So this year we're going back down to basics. We're just going to talk about new releases in 2024. Discovery has been a marquee show on my channel since 2018, and I'm striving to make over 20 episodes this year. So there will be a lot of discoveries to be made this season. Last year there were like 3 episodes, pretty poor year for Discovery. I'll strive to make this series a must watch every week. So I'm planning to put out a Discovery every week this year. There has been some very good metal this year. So I'm going to show you 5 albums from different bands this episode. So, first up is Hulder versus In Oath. Ooh, a dark atmospheric black metal album. This was released on February 9th through 20 Bucks Spin. Every time I see 20 Bucks Spin, I think about the Pentagram song. Oh, that's an amazing song from an amazing album. But I digress. This album by Hulder is good black metal. Although at first I thought it was a death metal album because of the production, which sounds squeaky clean. A lot of the elitists would have a problem with this because of the production. This is a good album, like I said, with atmospheric soundscapes. The drumming is simplistic, mainly just furious blast beats with guitars having innovating maneuvers. The vocals by Hulder are great. She delivers some great harrowing shrieks and even gutturals, so my honest opinion is I'm a bit torn with this album. At first I didn't think this was a black metal album just because of the production, and some riffs that were very death metal aesthetic. Bells Ablaze is a good song to kick off the album with crazy drumming. The vocals on point in this song, transitioning into some majestic moments, incorporating some symphonic elements, making it feel epic. Vessel of Suffering is another headbangable song, fast and furious, and Hulder's vocals are really good in this. Some songs though just don't, do it for me, such as Enchanted Steel and An Offering. Hulder definitely is a modern melodic black metal band managing to harness the listeners into an adventure. I would have liked the production to have a rawer sound because some of this album sounds like it's manufactured. Everything is just too clean. Sure, you can hear every notes, but there's no fuzziness or distortion like you get from a usual black metal album. It's fine, I guess, quite melodic, and I know a lot of people love this. It has grown on me after I've listened to it about 3 times. Not the best black metal album of the year, but still solid. So I'm giving it a 70%. So, we dive into some prog rock. Like I said before, this channel is not just metal we focus on. Well, the majority we do focus on metal, but sometimes we focus on rock. Like some of my favorite bands are hard rock, like Deep Purple, Rush, and Led Zeppelin. Anyway, we're going off topic. The Pineapple Thief released a new album called It Leads to This, which was released on 9th of February through K-Scope, a division of Snapper Music. Whoa, that's a mouthful. The Pineapple Thief is a progressive rock band formed in 1999 by Bruce Sword in Somerset. Initially a solo project, it evolved into a full band. The early music had a more experimental ambient style, but over the years they embraced a more progressive rock sound. The band's lineup has changed over time, with Bruce Sword remaining the constant member. Notable albums include Tightly Unwound, All the Wars, and Your Wilderness. They've gained a reputation for their atmospheric and emotive approach to progressive music, and I personally enjoy their music. I tell you what, the album is pretty good. Not my favorite by The Pineapple Thief, but it's fucking up there. I love how in this they are telling a story about the tribulations of life. The vocals on this are angelic at times, and this album has an alternative edge to it. It's like The Pineapple Thief has transported us into the next generation of prog. The vocals at times have a poppier tone to it, which makes it modern. Yet this album is pretty good, and the guitar work in this is fantastic. That riff in The Frost is infectious. You get a bit of math rock throughout the song Rubicon. There are some odd time signatures throughout most of the album, which makes it quite unpredictable. The drumming on this is spectacular. Love the production on the drums, and the mix overall is fantastic. They have managed to enchant us with a unique, unsettling atmosphere, and they deliver some amazing fucking melodies throughout this project. If you want heavier songs from the Pineapple Thief on It Leads to This, check out All That's Left. The guitar's distortion is heavy and you get a cool synthesizer solo with the drums sounding pristine. Probably my favorite song off the album is the slow crescendo builder, Now It's Yours. Lots of atmosphere in this. The snare tone sounds amazing. The vocals are so good and you get a satisfying guitar solo, baby. What more could you want? Overall, a tight and cohesive album by the Pineapple Thief with some melodic moments and a tuneful atmosphere. I'm giving it a solid 80%. One thing is, I would have liked a 15-minute epic. It seemed like the album could have been a bit longer. It only runs 40 minutes. I like my prog albums to run 50 to 60 minutes. Anyway, that's my pet hate, but nonetheless, it's a solid album.
We fall into the ocean floor without a single word more. You're falling with me.
Okay, we're going back to the metal spectrum. Chapel of the Disease released a new album on 9th of February called Echoes of Life, released through Van Records. So a bit of history. Chapel of the Disease was formed in 2008 in Cologne, Germany. They gained attention for their unique approach to death metal, incorporating influences from various subgenres. Their debut full-length album, Summoning Black Gods, was released in 2012, showcasing a blend of death metal, doom metal, and psychedelic elements. Chapel of the Disease continued to evolve their sound with subsequent releases such as The Mysterious Ways of Repetitive Art, and As We Have Seen the Storm, We Have Embraced the Eye back in 2018. Yeah, this album is pretty good, pretty proggy with some blackened death metal aesthetics. Production on this is very cool. Now call me crazy, but this reminds me of Tribulation instead of a more proggier version, especially the vocals. There are melodic sections in this and really good songwriting. The vocals are good but not great. I feel listening to this album, I have noticed the vocals are really high up in the mix that sometimes overpowers the other instruments. There are some beautiful clean guitar sections and jazzy sections such as the song Death Through No Loss in Echoes of Light. They really like to jam, which creates a more enjoyable listen. Very good musicianship. The self-titled track is melodic and tuneful with a very cool introduction that lasts over 2 minutes with the band just doing its thing with a chorus of vocals. They have a good ability to harness the listener with the crescendos to build up to the climax. There are some traditional heavy metal flavors and some mouth-watering solos. A Death Through No Loss has a shredding guitar solo on it. They dabbled around with death metal, prog, and black metal. Not the traditional sounding album you expect from these genres. The sound really reminds you of Tribulation's latest album, Where the Gloom Becomes Sound. One thing that stands out is the bass work on this, very prominent in the mix, and overall production is fantastic. So they utilize cleaner vocals on this album, which creates a renewal atmosphere, such as the song Shallow Nights with a bit of an alternative tinge, providing some eerie synths. Majority of the songs you get have great guitar solos. This album is really growing me, and I can see this making possibly to the end of the month list. There's really a lot to talk about this album. They do a really good part to separate the heavy to soft parts, forcing us to go on a ride with them on this Turmoil album. An Ode to the Conqueror has a killer guitar lick and solo in the intro, and another great solo on Gold/Dust. So overall, this album is good. There's a lot of clean vocals towards the end of the album, but I tend to enjoy the cleaner vocals and the harsh vocals on Echoes of Light. So yeah, I'm giving it a 75%. Okay, next up, we're diving into the depths of hell. Nah, just joking. So Litosth released a new album back in early February, Cesariana. So Litosth are a fairly new band. Their last album was Farther From The Sun, and their debut album was Cross Parallels of Self-Refraction. This Brazilian black metal band harnesses the energy to introduce the listener to some dark atmospheric black metal. They formed in 2016 but put out their first album in 2019. Lyrically, they mainly focus on existence and life. So I was pretty excited to hear their new album after I heard Farther From The Sun. Great guitar work on this and a strong layered atmosphere. The vocals are harrowing at times with some incredible shrieks and low register at times. They double around at times with black metal and death metal, especially the riffages. Lots of texture on this album, which creates a, trepid atmosphere. The production is very good on this, and it still has that raw and organic tone you expect from hearing black metal. There's a bit of fuzziness and distortion which envelops you, which makes this album good. So one problem about this album, now I'm about to be an asshole, is that some of these songs don't really grab me. The first song, In Waves, is a fantastic song with infectious melodies, blast beats and cool synths that devour you. Songs like Whipping Bottles, Declare Messiah and A Offensa are okay but not good or great. And they seem to bring back melodies in different songs, which at times I like but still am a bit torn. It's a bit divisive here. The rest of the album is good, awesome tremolo picking solos and evil melodies. They also sing in their native tongue on the self-titled track, which I love. I feel that Farther From The Sun was more of a tight and cohesive album with unique sounds. In this, it feels safe, like they don't want to offend anyone. Yeah, it's good, but not great. One of the weakest albums in the discography. They have made better albums than this one. I mean, I like it, but I don't love it like the other albums. I don't know, man. Maybe this album will grow on me. 60% I'm giving. Don't get me wrong, I will still recommend it, and this is a subjective review, but Litosth can do so much fucking better. Okay, and our final album for this discovery, released on 9th of February through Blood Harvest, Contaminated, Celabratory Beheading. That's a mouthful. Geez, not too sure if I can show you this album on YouTube. Well, this album is fucking putrid, disgusting, but in all the good ways. Contaminated is a death metal band hailing from my neck of the woods, Melbourne, Australia. Formed in 2013, the band has garnered attention for the intense, ferocious style within the death metal genre. Contaminated released their debut full-length album, Final Man, in 2017, which received positive reviews for its brutality, uncompromising sounds. The band's music is characterized by crushing riffs, guttural vocals, and a relentless approach to death metal. It's cookie-cutter death metal, but fuck me, this is heavy shit. Songs like Cosmic Shit Show, with that close to dangerous riffs and ferocious drummings that would just melt your face. The vocals are guttural and disgusting, but at times they can be very overpowering, but it works with the album's environment. Unnatural End is a fucking banger, thunderous, aggressive riffs, and this will just plummet your brain until it turns into mush. Yeah, this is pretty disgusting record, brutal record that you all should check out if you like this kind of death metal. 80% I'm giving it. There's nothing really much I can say. It's a death metal record and it's really good. So yeah, that's it for Discovery this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Join me next week as we discuss 5 more albums. Sound your comments below. It has been fun, and I will see you in the next one.